evening.
Nice rest, didn't you?
Hey, man, I'm going back.
Do that. Do that. You deserve it.
He told me to go back.
Hey, Doc.
But did you see that shirt Fair Play got made?
Call the meeting to order. Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Mr. Buckner,
Here.
Reverend Campbell,
Here.
Mr. Hood,
Here.
Mayor Jones,
Here.
Mr. Mayo,
Here.
Vice Mayor Miller, Mr. Saunders, Mr. Vogler,
Here.
Mr. Whittle.
I'm going to do something, council. I'm going to call John Kent up to lead us into pledge. He's a former colonel in the United States. He did not know this was going to happen. But former colonel, will you come up? And what we're going to do is we're going to have our invocation by Sherman Saunders going to ask you to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So those of you who are watching, John has been very active with the COVID and everything he does is over. So I'm going to ask everybody to please stand. We'll have an invocation by Councilman Sherman Saunders, followed by a Pledge of Allegiance being led to us by John Kent.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. God, it is again that we come before you to say thank you. We ask for your continuous guidance and healing of everyone in your world. You created us and taught us how to live, support, and love each other. God, sometimes it seems, to me at least, that some of us have forgotten your lessons of love and forgiveness and are allowing evil to control the behavior which we know is wrong. You have always allowed us to agree to disagree. Please help us to rekindle this spirit by listening more and talking less. Father, as we prepare to receive this renewal of fortitude, we ask that you continue to bless and be with the men and women, to include their families, who keep us safe every day. Please continue, God, to bless your children everywhere. Amen.
I,
Colonel.
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Colonel, thank you so much. Councilman Saunders, thank you for, the Bible says, that fervent, effectual prayer. Thank you so much. It was very much needed and the timing was perfect. Thank you, sir. To those of you who are here, we want to say good evening to you and just want to pause and say to Councilman Campbell, he's been on a well-deserved vacation. Welcome back. It's good to see you.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
I'd like a motion that we go ahead and give Councilman Saunders his license.
Well, you can do that. We have a proclamation this evening, National Service Recognition Day. Dr. Julie Brown or members of her team, if you would like to come forward, please. I have a proclamation for you to read. And good evening to you all.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Jessica Beebe from the Institute for Advanced Learning and Research. I'm a program coordinator stepping in for Dr. Brown tonight.
I'm glad you are. Ken or Clark, could you make sure that microphone is on? Good. Whereas services to others is a hallmark of the American character and central to how we meet our challenges, and whereas the nation's elected leaders are increasingly turning to national service and volunteerism to engage their residents and help tackle their greatest needs, and whereas AmeriCorps and AmeriCorps seniors participants address the more pressing challenges facing our communities, They help our nation recover from the COVID-19 pandemic, educate students for 21st century jobs, help fight the opioid epidemic, respond to natural disasters, and support veterans and military families. And whereas national service expands economic opportunity by creating more sustainable, resilient communities and providing education, career skills, and leadership abilities for those who serve. And whereas AmeriCorps and AmeriCorps seniors participants serve in more than 40,000 locations across the country, bolstering the civic, neighborhood, and faith-based organizations that are so vital to our economic and social well-being. And whereas national service participants increase the impact of the organizations they serve, both through their direct service and managing millions of additional volunteers. And whereas national service participants represent a unique public-private partnership that invests in community solutions and leverages non-federal resources to strengthen communities' impact and increase the return of the taxpayer dollar. And whereas national service participants demonstrate commitment, dedication, and patriotism by making an intensive commitment to service, a commitment that remains with them in their future endeavors. And whereas AmeriCorps shares a priority with local leaders nationwide to engage citizens, improve lives, and strengthen communities, and is joining with local leaders across the country for National Service Recognition Day on April the 6th, 2021. And therefore, this City Council and I, Alonzo Jones, Mayor of the City of Danville, Virginia, do hereby proclaim April the 6th, 2021 as National Service Recognition Day in the City of Danville, encourage residents to recognize the positive impact of national service in our community, to thank those who serve, and to find ways to give back to their communities. Given under my hand this 6th day of April 2021. Council, if you would have joined me in applauding them for all their efforts they come forward. Please feel free to give comments and introduce your team.
I'd like to recognize our AmeriCorps members and my coworker, Audia Harris, who's here with us tonight, and everyone you see standing. All these lovely ladies are currently serving in the Dan River Year AmeriCorps program. I'd like to just share a few quick facts with everyone here tonight. These individuals just this year in our 2020-2021 service year have served 9,900 hours already since September 1st, 2020. Our tutors have served 181 students from the city of Danville, Pittsylvania County, Martinsville City, and Halifax County. Thank you for your service. These members have participated in 3 service projects this year, including one to support our local homeless shelter, House of Hope, and then a social media campaign and another type of campaign to thank Southern Virginia teachers using hashtag #ThankASovaTeacher, where we helped provide 50 bags for teachers in the area. And they also were able to pack 50 homeless shelter bags for the local homeless shelter. I do want to say that since 2015, in our inception, we have served over 120,000 hours. Lastly, we have had 122 members complete the program to receive a Siegel Education Award scholarship for well over $200,000.
That's awesome.
I just want to thank the council. I want to thank the city of Danville. The city, the public school system here has been wonderful. We've worked with hundreds of students over the years, and we will continue to work with hundreds more, especially during the hard times that COVID has brought onto our schools. And I'm very excited to say that next year we're expanding our program to even more schools and increasing the number of members because we have such a positive impact in our state.
All right, thank you all so much for all that you all do for the community. To all of you all, thank you so much. Any questions or any comments from council? Councilman Campbell.
I just wanted to commend you seriously of what you all are doing. And from my understanding, AmeriCorps is very similar to the Peace Corps, but only you are in America.
Yes, sir, we're considered the domestic Peace Corps.
Well, I just appreciate you and your staff and the workers, and I just really, it's exciting to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We're very excited to be here tonight. I'm very excited to say that these ladies have been an amazing impact on this community. They've worked hard, and we're not just a group of ladies. We do have some gentlemen. We're just spread out tonight between Pennsylvania County Board of Supervisors meeting.
Well, I know when you said those ladies, that young man back there in the back, me and Councilman Saunders and I was looking at each other like, did you forget about him?
Oh, Desmond's in the back, but he's not forgotten. I'm sorry, Desmond.
Councilman Mayo.
How can you forget that one back there?
I can't forget him.
But Jessica, it is, and I applaud each and every one of you. I remember when y'all started. How long have y'all been here as AmeriCorps working in the community?
This is our 6th year.
Good, good. Yeah. And I remember when I think y'all started the first year, and I was involved with it, and just to see it continue to grow, that's kudos to each and every one of you. So congratulations.
Thank you so much. That's really appreciated.
Again, thank you all so much for all that you do for the community. We talk about partnerships. This is one of those partnerships. There's been plenty of hours and everything that you do for our community. So thank you. I'm sure the city manager and deputy city manager and staff sitting here saying kudos as well. You can't see them, but they're applauding, and you're making their job easier as well. So thank you all so much. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Heard me mention the former colonel just a few minutes ago. If we ask John Kent to come forward, as he's coming forward, council, he's been very engaged with Billy Wooten and the hospital and DCC and Avery and everyone. And before we read your proclamation, thank you so much for all that you all have done for our community. Whereas each year, millions of Americans give their time to help others, contributing close to $160 billion in estimated economic value, and each year, volunteers in the city of Danville mentor our children, feed our hungry, comfort our lonely, beautify our green spaces, and fundraise for our charitable organizations. And whereas the city of Danville volunteers are young, old, families, workers, retirees, men and women of all ages and backgrounds, and whereas volunteers in the city of Danville have stepped up during the COVID-19 pandemic to support families, friends, neighbors, strangers, and people standing up to systemic racism, and people sharing insights on how to create a more just and equitable society. And whereas the Dan River Region Volunteer Vaccination Coalition has 456 active volunteers, held 14 mass-scale vaccination clinics here in Danville and Pennsylvania County, putting in 130 hours of total clinical time, and given 23,386 total vaccination counts. So you can clap. Collective results of the work done by our community volunteers is that Danville is a more desirable place to live, and now therefore this city council and I, Alonzo Jones, mayor of the city of Danville, Virginia, do hereby proclaim April the 18th to 24th, 2021 as National Volunteer Week in the city of Danville, and urge my fellow citizens to recognize crucial role play by volunteers in our community. You may come forward, and again, thank you so much for all that you all are doing, and we sincerely appreciate it. And feel free to give some comments. Thank you.
Well, I'd just like to thank you, Mayor, and City Council for this recognition. I don't stand here to take the recognition. I'm here to accept it on behalf of that team of volunteers that you spoke of. One of the things that has been, so our family moved here about 2.5 years ago after I retired from the military, as you mentioned, 30 years in the Army. One of our goals was to find a community that we could live in and serve and continue to serve. And this COVID experience and this vaccination effort has shown us that this community is all about that kind of service. The 400 plus volunteers are really the stars in this show, and they're the ones that make this happen. But they really represent what this community has and what this community does, which is roll up your sleeves, take care of your neighbors. When it's important to get work done, it's not hard to find people who are going to step to the plate and do that. You all are volunteers in your roles, and these volunteers really stepped up and did this, and not just did it, but continue to do it week after week, kind of serving our community, making sure that we keep our folks safe. And so I'm really excited to accept this on their behalf, and really proud of our community for the way we've stepped up to do that.
City Manager.
I hope it's okay for me to be informal and call you John, because I feel like I've gotten to know you a lot over the past several months, but I wanted to point out that he's being pretty humble. He's been very instrumental in making sure that our community gets vaccinated. He's been, those years in the Army as colonel probably gave him some experience in organizing things. And although, Dr. Spillman, of course, is in charge of public health, without the help and guidance and the organizational support of John Kent, we would not have been recognized throughout the state as one of the best run, community-run volunteer vaccination efforts throughout the state. So a lot of credit goes to him.
Thank you for that. I don't know if Councilman Saunders, if he was in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, where they sent me to, and then in Fort Jackson, South Carolina. But Ken, as Ken...
Guard spots too. Good.
Wait, is it some of you? Yeah. Fort Leonard.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I was just thinking you and I both wore the uniform. I've never met a colonel less than, who was more than 25 years old. My God, I thought you looked to be 25, but you said you retired for 30 years. I won't do the math. I'll just say thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. Dr. Miller.
Yeah, talking to John right before the meeting, he said I'm short
Turn your microphone on, please.
notice.
Turn your microphone on, please. There you go. It's on now.
Okay. On short notice, he was told he needed to represent the volunteers tonight. But John was in the military. He's used to taking orders on short notice and showing up. And on short notice, about a little over a year ago, when COVID hit, John got notice that, he was the chief operating officer of the hospital. And at first it was procuring scarce PPE. You couldn't find it. Then it was, he helped set up the COVID calls every week for the practitioners and providers, so that we all coordinate our efforts, knew the latest treatments, knew the latest information, where to get testing, and those weekly calls have gone on. Then he helped, he kept us informed and kept the public informed about where to get tested. And finally, the vaccines, as the city manager has mentioned, John's played an integral role in these clinics, and he was there for most all of them, and at least everyone I was at, and he helped coordinate these and got the volunteers. So he's being very humble tonight. He got his order, he got his marching orders, and he carried them out. Great job.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Miller. Thank you for your service, not only in the military, but your service here in Danville. All these wonderful things being said, and the numbers that are on that sheet, we sincerely appreciate it. And thank you so much.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's give him another hand, please. On our agenda tonight, Council, I asked the city manager to give, and Jason to be here, to give us a little update on the new business item in regards to the modifications of our utility service, so this community could better understand exactly what we'll be voting on tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As you all are aware, and maybe the public isn't aware, whenever the citizens send an email using our website expressing a concern about any particular issue that they'd like to express, I get a copy of it, and that way I can at least know what's happening and try to respond on behalf of the group, or if it's appropriate to do so. And it's my understanding that there are some members of the community who, based on the advertisement that we're legally required to place in the newspaper, might have been confused by what was listed related to our utility rates. The utility rates are all considered adjustments. Every 2 years we do a study to make sure that we're charging customers appropriately depending on the class that they're in for all the utilities that we provide. And so every 2 years we make some adjustments, and they ultimately have some impact on the bill. And in this case, thankfully, because of some good things that have happened, and the market has improved, and some of our purchase contracts have fallen off, the results of the utility changes that were made here will result in bills that are lower for people. That's not clear in the ad because there are some charges that are higher, but there are some charges that are lower. What I wanted to tell the public and remind everyone here is that the utility bill is actually made up of several components, one being a customer charge, which is customarily in there to help cover the cost of the operation. And then there's a charge for, actually, in the case of electricity, a charge for the energy that's used. And that's based on consumption. So, you know, you're going to have a base amount that you pay, which covers our billing and some other operational expenses that is slightly going to be higher, I think $2 for residents, but that's a fixed amount. It won't go up based on your usage. And then it's the energy charge that's actually going to be lower for customers, which in the end, when you combine both those aspects of the bill together, the average Danville utility customer, especially one that has electric, water, sewer, gas, which is a lot of our customers in the city, will see a $10 per month decrease in their overall utility bill. So I wanted to make sure the public understood that these are rate adjustments. These aren't really this isn't going to raise your bill in any way. Actually, it's going to lower your bill, and it's because of the good work that the utility department, the utility commission, city council have done to make some adjustments to the way we do things to help lower our costs for our customers. And we're always looking for ways to lower costs. I think I tried to provide a pretty general overview of it, and I know Dr. Miller's on the utility commission, but Jason Gray, our utilities director, can certainly fill in the gaps of anything I may have said incorrectly or improve that message for you if you'd like.
Well, I think you've done a great job. I think you've done it. When y'all say he's done a great job, and thank you for. So thank you, Jason. Thank you for being here, bro. You've done a great job. Thank you both. Sure. Turn your microphone on and speak in your mic, please. Is his mic? Can you all hear?
There's 3 different rates, Jason.
To those of you who are viewing who never met Jason, is our director of utilities.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, there's a customer charge, there's a base rate energy charge, and then there's a power cost adjustment on the electric bill.
So this doesn't have anything to do with it being churches versus heavy industry versus us.
No.
Versus the
No.
public.
What we're seeing is a decrease in our power costs, which will be spread across all of our customers. So the power cost adjustment is looking to decrease, and that's
Jason, I think what you said was something very powerful, and I want you speaking to the microphone. You said there would be a decrease. Speak into your mic and repeat that, please.
So there's a decrease in our power cost adjustment. We, like the city manager said, we've had a contract expire, and we're looking to pass along those savings to our customers.
Madison, back to you. Speak into your mic, please.
Yeah. You got me?
There you go.
So we've got all this solar coming online, right? And we've had this discussion about the batteries and where they are, and we're going to pack everything into those. And with this adjustment, I got a feeling it's got to do with the great economy too, and coming out of those few bad deals that we were in, correct?
A good portion of it is due to long-term purchase contracts that were over multiple years that were entered into many years ago when it looked like the market was going to just continue to get higher and higher. And I'm not criticizing past decisions because hindsight's always 20/20, but people at the time didn't realize that the cost of power was actually going to come down. And that's what's actually happened over this time. So those purchase contracts were higher than the market, and now we can purchase off the market and save quite a bit of money.
So when I was in the meeting with you and Councilman Shanks at one time, we spoke about those rates and that how do we so with the rates that we're dealing with now, it's big. They said in 3031 there'll be some heavier ones that are coming off, and of course, you familiar with those that are contracts with AMP Ohio?
No, those AMP Ohio contracts are for the life of the project, so it'll be dependent on when those assets retire. We don't know when that will be. And but you mentioned the solar. That's a good point. We built the solar into our future rates, and that's a tremendous savings for our customers because that's one of our lowest costs of power generation is solar. You mentioned battery. Battery has not been built into our rates yet because that was just something that was recently approved. So as we continue to work towards our demand costs, energy efficiency, and lowering our peak demand. Dr. Miller's heard this at many utility commission meetings. We can further lower our energy costs, and that will help across the board.
Thank you.
Lee?
Yeah, I think Jason just made a good point that I want to reiterate, is that tonight is a good start, but as we move forward in the future, we're going to continue to look for ways to reduce costs and pass that along to our customers any opportunity we can. But I want to circle back around again because for those watching at home, there's my camera. For those watching at home, I want folks to know that what the vote is tonight, you're hearing a lot of different questions, a lot of different things being mentioned, but will lower people's utility bills across the board. Every customer should see a reduction from what we're doing, correct? Out on average.
Every rate class is part of the PCA, power cost adjustment, so every electric customer will see a savings from that starting after July 1st, if it's approved.
So tonight's vote will lower folks' utility bills. Thank you.
After July 1.
After July 1.
Great question. Thank you. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Ken. Thank you so much, Ken. You both. Communications from visitors. Citizens who desire to speak on matters not listed on the agenda will be heard at this time. Citizens who desire to speak on the agenda item will be heard when the agenda item is considered. Anyone who would like to speak on any item that's not on the agenda may come forward at this time. Please state your name and address for the record. Anyone who would like to speak on any agenda item may come forward at this time. Please state your name and your address for the record. And good evening. We know these familiar faces.
Good evening. Once again, I'm Tommy Bennett from NAACP. And first of all, I would like to say thank you to John Kent. He has done a great service in this community in helping us with this vaccine. I can call him morning, afternoon, and midnight, and he will answer. So thank you, John, and it's well-deserved proclamation. This weekend, I want Becky Campbell to tell you what we're doing this weekend for our vaccine. And if you would pass this out each way. And we're having a big event to make sure everybody continues to be vaccinated.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. I am Rebecca Campbell, and I'm here representing Bible Way Cathedral. Hi, everybody. This weekend, Bible Way will be hosting its first vaccination clinic, and it will be on this coming Saturday at the church from 9 to 1. During that time frame of the clinic, we're going to also have a food truck provided by Taste of Soul. We will be giving out food, as well as the band, our local band, Rocksteady, will be performing. So it is going to be an event, but we would like for everybody to come and enjoy themselves, as well as get vaccinated. So if you know anybody who needs to be vaccinated, you all have the flyer, which has the link and the number. If they need questions or have questions, they can call. The number is 434-836-5699, extension 100 or extension 108. And that is the Negril Inc., which they are also providing, W&W Transportation are providing free transportation to Bible Way. So again, people can call the number 434-836-5699 to get transportation to the church, as well as pre-register to get the vaccines. We will be using the Moderna vaccinations. So again, if anybody have any questions or concerns, 434-836-5699.
Thank you. So I think what you didn't mention is that the food is free. The Rocksteady Live Band, the free food. Free food from 9 a.m. to 12. Again, free food by Taste of Soul this Saturday. 9 a.m. to 12. Any registration that has to take place for people to come? I understand there's about 200, you have 200 and some vaccinations?
250, 250.
250?
We will prefer for you to pre-register, but yes, we will take walk-ins. But again, we would prefer for you to pre-register.
So 250 vaccines this
Yes.
Saturday from
Yes.
9 a.m. to 12 noon. The Rock Steady live band will be out there, and free food by Taste of Soul. To register or to call 1-434-836-5699, extension 100. I think I went too fast. That's 1-434-836-5699. Councilman Vogel.
Yeah, I had some questions, but they were answered in the time leading up to it. Well, and Mark just did what I was going to ask to do too. I see you put it back on TV for everybody to have the phone number, so we got wonderful folks. So I will just say, since all my questions were answered, and Mark's doing a great job putting the phone number on the screen, you said Moderna is the vaccine that'll be given? So I think all of us here on council, that's the one that we had, and I highly, highly, highly encourage folks to get the vaccine, and y'all are making it incredibly easy, so thank you.
Thank you.
Councilman Campbell.
Do I know you?
You should.
You better.
You're right.
Who was that young man in the back on the back seat?
Your grandson.
My grandson. Okay, all right. I'm not going to ask him to sing.
No, not tonight.
But, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a short statement.
Please.
The mission for vaccination for me and my family and for my daughter, my grandson, is very personal to us. I think everybody knows that. And we are more than happy, as the court system passed, to do what we can to deal with this pandemic. It's a very serious concern, and I personally, for myself and my families, it is taken on my heart to encourage individuals to do that. I have a problem. I don't know if rock band is gospel or just whatever, but wherever they are, we just want to have a good time of people coming together with social distancing. The time that we're living in is too much divisiveness in our country. Whenever we can have a setting where we can serve the people and just have some food and to enjoy life and prepare ourselves for the future is something that I think is very needed within our community. And lastly, I just want to compliment Mr. Mayor, Deborah Nimmo, Mr. Wright, and Ms. Tammy Warren for how they not only with our occasion, but they've been doing this for quite a while now, volunteering their buses and their vans to make sure that people have those access to taking the vaccination. And lastly, I hope our people in the community don't take this lightly. This is a very serious concern. I lost my wife, almost died myself, and it's not a pleasant experience. So the least we can do, if you cannot protect yourself, protect your family and protect others. Go ahead and take the vaccination. And because I thank God that we have something that we can use to prevent this pandemic. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Miller?
Yeah, I presume this is for people, Moderna's 2 shots, and this is for people to get their first shot, right?
Correct. This will be the first dose, and when they come on site, you will get your the date for your second dose.
They shouldn't come if they've already had a shot. They
Right,
should already
this is
have
only-
a scheduled shot down the road.
Correct. This is only for people who need their first dose.
I, again, encourage people to come and get this vaccine. It's the only way we're going to get out of this nightmare.
Right.
Get these vaccines, many arms as possible.
Right, I agree. I also want to acknowledge some of the sponsors a part of this event, which is the Virginia Department of Health. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Virginia Department of Health, of course, Bible Way, and the Educate and Vaccinate team. They've been on the ground running. They've come from different places from across the United States, and they've done an excellent job within Danville. So I definitely want to give them a shout out.
Councilman Saunders.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I appreciate the presentation tonight, and I would like to ask the city manager at some point, not tonight, but what percentage of people in the city have been vaccinated, if you can find that for me. And I, again, thank you so much for this information, and I hope that people, Mr. Vice Mayor as well, don't get caught up in the media in terms of that vaccine with just one vaccination. I know they're working to clear that up, but people still need to get vaccinated, okay? Get the 2 shots and don't be worried about the vaccine that had issues with regard to 1 shot, and I think they'll get that all cleared up. But thank you all so much for doing this, and 250 vaccines available, shots available Saturday. I think it's great. So it was just information, Mr. Vice Mayor, Mr. Councilman, later on in terms of what percentage of all the people in Danville have been vaccinated. And I don't know any breakdown in terms of adults, children, babies, and all that. I don't, you give me a number when you can, I would appreciate that. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Ken?
About almost 36%.
Whoa, okay.
So the last time, Ken, we talked.
Having 1 dose.
The last time we talked, Dr. Miller, we were at 33%? Say it again?
33%.
So we still got a ways to go.
Ways to go.
Got a ways to go. Councilman Campbell?
Mr. Mayor, do you think anything else council, we as a group can do? 33% now, that's just too low.
Well, at our last meeting, I think what you did tonight, Councilman Campbell, is something that we didn't do at our last meeting. Your personal testimony has spoke volumes. That personal testimony of what you personally went through, you and your family, and I know what you went through.
Can I repeat some things I just said again?
Please do, because this is so important.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Speaking to your mic.
Ladies and gentlemen, and Becky, you be part of this. My daughter lost her mother, and Elaine was a godly lady. And I'll be honest with you, it still hurts. If anything, I question God. Why am I living? She was more holy than me. I'm being honest with you. This is serious. It's something that is hard that to get over. So if you love your family, you love your neighborhood, you love your city. And when I hear right now, after I think nationwide 1/3 of the population of America has been vaccinated, and all of the media sources, people knocking on doors, Tommy Bennett, NAACP, other avenues, it doesn't make sense, Mr. Mayor. It really doesn't make sense. 1/3 of our community, that means 2/3 have not. That means some more people going to die. Simple as that. Simple as that. What does it take? For you to lose a loved one, for you to get sick, and believe me, when you can't breathe, you can't eat, and you just laying there. Thank God there's a vaccine now, but when I was going through, there was nothing. It's not a pleasant experience. Wake up. Rebecca, you want to say anything?
It's not a pleasant experience.
Speaking to the microphone.
It's not a pleasant experience. I had to physically,
Tommy, slide over, let her speak into the microphone.
I had to physically see, before it hit my mom, I had to see him. And let's just say, I had to take care of my parents. My dad was in one room, my mom was in another room, quarantining, not knowing that I had it. My test came back positive later on. But to see him, I thought he was gonna die first, not knowing my mom was gonna die. It's not a fun experience, it's not pretty. I don't wish it on anybody. All I can say is when I see people who say, I don't wanna get it, I don't know why I need to wait, all I can say is I can take you somewhere who the person is laying right now, 6 feet under. She wished if she was alive, I know she would have gotten it. So I try to do my best to educate people, to do my part. I'm fully vaccinated now, but I just want everybody just to, if they can, go ahead and get it. Do it. Do your part.
Well, I want to thank you and your father, because the council, city manager, Avery University, DCC, Sova Health, CDC, everyone has been saying it. President Bush was on TV this morning, and I enjoyed listening to President Bush this morning. And he said there's so much misinformation that's going through our society today. And he said, I don't know how we're going to control it. and he talked about misinformation on social media and so many things that are being said. To hear the personal testimony from your father and yourself, it's real. We have a Dr. Miller, who's a doctor here on council, and the doctor says every time I see the vice mayor and he and I talk, I say, "How are you doing?" And he would tell me about circumstantial situation that he's faced with all the time. And I wonder to myself, are we praying for Dr. Miller? Because I couldn't imagine what he has to go through everything. And he comes to council, he's telling people, please get the vaccine, please get, he's very passionate about it. City manager, we talk all the time. And if you all would have seen his frustration level when things are not organized when it comes to this vaccine, and I was saying the same thing, but to hear your testimony from you and your father tonight, I don't know what else we can do. I think Councilman Campbell stated it, City Council last meeting, every council member that's sitting here, every last one of them, we begged, we pleaded, city manager, city staff. So I don't know what else we can do. There's 250 vaccines this Saturday, 250. If you had, your mind was made up that you were not going to get it, it's going to be this Saturday, 9 a.m. to 12 noon at Bible Way. The number is 1-434-836-5699. At our last meeting, we talked about this group of young people who are here in our city from New Orleans, from everywhere, to help us get through this. Our city manager stated over and over again, in order for us to get this city up and running, on May the 1st, I think this is the first event that we have, Make Danville Shine, at the community market. And on May the 1st, we are trying to open Danville back up. And Make Danville Shine is huge, but in order to open up this community, we don't want to set back, we want to set forward. So Tom, is there anything else y'all want to say before we move on?
Yes, and the reason that we're at Bible Way is to honor, and if you didn't know Evangelist Elaine Campbell, this would be a good way to come out and to honor not only Elaine, but I lost Coach Dennis Saunders, and we also lost Diane, the secretary at Fisher and Watkins Funeral Home. Please come out. If you don't want to do it for us, do it for the people that have gone on and have suffered through this.
Well,
it's serious, and we will, please, we beg you to please come out and get your shots on Saturday.
Well, from this council to all of those who are watching that have lost someone due to COVID, our thoughts and prayers with all of you all. But once again, I just can't reiterate it enough, and thank you all so much for being here tonight. Becky, I know it was very hard for you. Bryce, how are you? I know it's very hard for you because you're working so hard in the community to help push, and which what you personally went through with you and your father. So I'll continue prayers are with you. Thank you all so much.
Mr. Mayor, please let me say that Tommy mentioned Diane Saunders and Dennis Saunders. They were both my cousins. So thank you, Tommy. Appreciate that.
And to Councilman Saunders, our thoughts and prayers are with you and your families. Continue, because as Councilman, yes, sir.
I just want to say, death is not easy. Not easy until it hits you on, which many of us experience, but it's not easy. We can prevent it. Let's do it.
Once again, you heard it. Say it again, Larry. If we can do what?
Death is not easy.
But if we can prevent it,
let's do it.
If we can prevent it,
let's do it.
If we can prevent it,
let's do it.
Thank you. Thank you all. And still under communications, anyone who would like to speak on any item that's not on the agenda may come forward this time. Anyone who would like to speak on any item that's not on the agenda may come forward this time. We're still under communications. She's been on, this young lady's been on vacation. Councilman Campbell, you didn't happen to see her wherever you went, did you? Welcome back.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. As you mentioned, Make Danville Shine is going to go on this year. We're going to have it May 1st from 8 to 12 at the community market. We will practice all of COVID things, social distancing and everything else. It's going to be an exciting day. There's 3 events out there that day. We will be outside on the parking lot. We have vendors that have been calling in. Today I was really surprised, Goodyear called in. and they want to be a part of. So we will be out there. There will be food. There will be fun, stuff for the kids to do and for the adults also. Thank you.
Let me thank you for what you do. I've been talking to the city manager, deputy city manager. I've been seeing more trash than I've ever seen before. I'm so glad. So I hope everybody join in and help us make Danville shine. May 1st, community market.
Yes, and they will not be doing roll-offs this year like we used to do in the neighborhoods, but they are telling everybody to sit your trash outside, clean. You can still clean out your yards, your garages, and everything else. Just put everything outside, and they'll pick it up.
No charge.
No charge, free of charge.
Very good. Councilman Whittle. Is your microphone on? Try it again. There you go.
Thank you. We had called about a dumpster, and we couldn't get them, so I just didn't know what the process was. We like it. We participate in it heavy. My company does. And,
Yes,
and
just
so,
put everything outside
and
on the curb, and they'll pick it up.
everything outside.
You see the city manager, the city manager, Madison, he has on his mask, but you saw his eyes, didn't you?
Thank you.
Yeah, I might have to wear different clothing. They'll pick it up.
Norma, thank you so much for all you do. Welcome back.
Thank you. All right.
We're still on the communications. Anyone who would like to speak on any item that's not on the agenda may come forward at this time. We're still on the communication. Anyone who would like to speak on any item that's not on the agenda may come forward this time. Under consent agenda, I open the public hearing. Anyone who would like to speak on any item that's on the consent agenda may come forward this time. Anyone who would like to speak on any item that's on the consent agenda may come forward at this time. I close the public hearing. Councilman Campbell.
Mr. Mayor, I move for adopting the consent agenda from B, C, D, and E.
Second by Councilman Buckner. Discussion of the motion? No discussion. Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Buckner?
Aye.
Reverend Campbell?
Aye.
Mr. Hood?
Aye.
Mayor Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Mayo?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Miller?
Aye.
Mr. Saunders?
Aye.
Mr. Vogler?
Aye.
Mr. Whittle?
Aye.
Under new business, consideration of authorizing rate modifications to utility service. You heard our city manager and our utilities director speak on this a few minutes ago. I open the public hearing. Anyone who would like to speak on this agenda item may come forward at this time. Anyone who would like to speak on this agenda item may come forward at this time. I close the public hearing. Councilman Buckner.
Yes, Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we approve a consideration of authorizing rate modifications to utility service, Council Letter CL 2525.
Second by Councilman Mayo. Discussion of the motion?
Yeah, just one more time. I hate to beat a dead horse, y'all, but our utility rates are going down. Thank the Lord.
Amen.
Anyone else? Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Reverend Campbell?
Aye.
Mr. Hood?
Aye.
Mayor Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Mayo?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Miller?
Aye.
Mr. Saunders?
Aye.
Mr. Vogler?
Aye.
Mr. Whittle?
Aye.
Mr. Buckner?
Aye.
On item B, consideration of the transfer of real property from the IDA to the city of Danville. Council, what's your pleasure? Councilman Buckner.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we approve a resolution approving and authorizing the acceptance of real property identified as parcel 24134 from the Industrial Development Authority of Danville, Virginia, to be used by the city as a pocket park located on the site of the former Pythias building.
Second by Councilman Mayo. Discussion of the motion?
I got a question.
Councilman Whittle.
Is it open to the public?
Absolutely.
Yes, it is open to the public. It's not open yet, but when it is, when it's finished, it will be open to the public. And it's accessible as well. There, it's actually, it's below the street grade level. So when you go through the gates, you can actually there's an elevator for those who can't take steps. So it's going to be accessible for folks.
It's finished. There'll still be an elevator out there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. I haven't ridden the elevator yet, but it looks pretty neat.
I just said there's lots of questions about outside use versus getting through an inside use, and I think that'll be all it's for the public, and it is for, and what.
Let's get your microphone back on.
Corey, our Economic Development Director, may have more information on when it will be open if she's here.
We just have a few final pieces that we're waiting on. We anticipated opening at the beginning of May. It will be available to the public and under Parks and Recreation's purview. So they'll oversee it, and it will operate under the same hours as our normal public parks.
Corey, tell it.
I'm sorry, I don't know what that is.
From dusk to dawn.
Okay,
Or
but
dawn
you
to
said
dusk.
with public.
Dawn to dusk, sorry.
No, you said it was public.
Madison's there from dusk to dawn.
Go back to you, Madison.
That's all right.
Back to you.
It was just with public,
There might be, I think what you were getting at is that there might be some confusion as to whether or not it's open to the general public. It absolutely will be open to the general public.
okay, my point was, if it was Parks and Rec, then what does that got to do with that spot? What do they have to do with that?
We're transferring, the IDA is transferring that piece of property to Parks and Recreation. Parks and Recreation, under the city's insurance program, has liability insurance that covers or protects the city from the public's use, more so than the IDA's liability insurance. So that's why it's transferring over to Parks and Recreation. Economic development staff, through using the IDA as a mechanism to develop this site, selected this site as a means of repairing a blighted and structurally unsound piece of property.
Anything else, Madison? Corey, tell people exactly, if they don't know where the former Pythias building is, exactly where this park is going to be.
Sure. It's on South Union Street. So a lot of us are familiar with the Masonic Temple building. It's the tallest structure within our downtown. It's half of a block on the same down that road on the same side. And also, if you've looked at the new or visited the new B Hotel, it's located right in the center of that hotel.
Great. Councilman Saunders.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. That was my office in Danville for 10 years. Had no idea it would become a park.
Anyone else?
But we did have fun in the building, okay?
Anybody else? Thank you, Corey. Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Mr. Hood?
Aye.
Mayor Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Mayo?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Miller?
Aye.
Mr. Saunders?
Aye.
Mr. Vogler?
Aye.
Mr. Whittle? Mr. Buckner?
Aye.
Reverend Campbell?
Aye.
Item C, consideration of releasing city-held liens on parcel number 2218118 on Park Street. Councilman Vogler.
Yes, Mayor, I move we adopt a resolution approving and authorizing the release of city-held liens against real property identified as parcel 22118 Park Street to facilitate its sale.
Second by Councilman Mayo. Discussion of the motion.
What's up with it? Yeah, please. Can you give me a little bit up on that?
Sure. This property is located on Park Street, and it faces the Thomas Doyle Park or Green Street Park. And it has been, the city has had to mow that property on numerous occasions due to noncompliance with our weed ordinance. And there is a certain amount, I think it's a few $1,000s, a couple $1,000s in liens on that property. And what we're attempting to do here is to release the liens, but not the debt owed, so that the adjacent property owner can purchase the property, and we would have somebody who is maintaining it properly. The goal, and Ryan will have to describe it a little better than I could, or one of our attorneys, Ryan Dodson, but the goal is to attach the debt to other property owned by the current owner. But the legal part of that is going to have to be described by him.
Good evening, everyone. So basically, you can think of a lien kind of as a debt collection tool. It's not the debt itself. So if we release these liens, we're giving up a tool, but not the debt itself. So ultimately, this would be contingent, so that the liens wouldn't even be released unless the actual transfer does go through. But what would typically happen, we would send the guy a bill after that, 30 days to pay or set up a payment plan. If that doesn't happen, I file basically a warrant in debt, we sue, get a judgment, and then we can attach to other properties he has in town. See, with a nuisance abatement lien, we can only attach to like when we cut the grass, we can only attach to that specific lot. the owner has 8 other properties in town that are worth a lot more, so this actually may even allow us to recover the full amount, since I think it's 3 times the assessed value of the lot right now.
He's just giving up we're just giving up our collateral.
We're giving up a current security interest that's recorded with the courts.
Over to the other property.
Right, and that would allow the transfer to happen free and clear of those liens, but he would still owe us the money, and like I said, once we get a judgment, that actually gives us more tools we can use to kind of get the full amount at that point.
Anything else, Madison?
Yes, sir.
You good?
Yes, sir.
Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Mayor Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Mayo?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Miller?
Aye.
Mr. Saunders?
Aye.
Mr. Vogler?
Aye.
Mr. Whittle?
Aye.
Mr. Buckner?
Aye.
Reverend Campbell?
Aye.
Mr. Hood?
Aye. On item D, consideration of amending the fiscal year 2021 budget appropriation for the proceeds sales of Pinnacle's hydro plant in the amount of $8,200,000. Councilman Vogler.
Yes, Mayor, I move we adopt an ordinance amending the fiscal year 2021 budget appropriation ordinance to appropriate proceeds from the sale of the hydro plant for substation upgrades in the amount of $8,200,000. First reading.
Second by Dr. Miller, first reading. Dr. Miller, you have a question?
No, just a comment
Thank you.
for
Go ahead.
discussion.
Yes, go ahead.
Yep. This actually is in the budget for next year, but the money for the transfer, we need that to go ahead and start procuring the equipment. It takes about 6 months to order equipment for these substations, at least 6 months to get it here. So the idea is to put the money to use now, as soon as possible, not wait till next year.
Councilman Vogler?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Miller. And if I could, Jason, maybe if you could come up here and just give a quick overview for folks, because I know we get asked a lot about the substations and improving them and upgrading them. And so maybe just give a quick overview about what this is going to go towards, which substations and where these improvements will be made.
This will go towards the upgrades of our south side substation, which is over by DCC. It'll fully upgrade that substation, add a redundant transformer there. Also our Westover substation, it'll add a redundant transformer there as well. So we're looking to have those projects done first quarter of 2022, but it takes a while to get all these materials in. Prices are going up on steel and those kind of things. So we want to go ahead and get started instead of having to wait till the next budget year starts.
And real quick, so all of the substations in our city will have been upgraded at some point by when?
We have one substation that we'll have to do in next year's budget, the 23 budget. But after that, every one of them will be at least 1990 or younger, so 30 years or younger.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jason. Thank you.
I got a question.
Councilman Whittle?
Does that take care of, that takes care of Westover, because boy, we hear it coming down the road, baby. Westover's good?
Yeah, Westover will have a redundant transformer as well. So we anticipate that substation services parts of Pittsylvania County and the Berry Hill area. So we want to add some low growth opportunities there.
Help the public understand, I know that the folks in the Westover community have experienced a number of outages, but I'd say that, and Jace can confirm this, but the vast majority of those outages are weather-related, typically a tree falling into a power line. There's been an unfortunate circumstance. It seems like the same area on Westover Drive seems to get hit almost yearly with major wind, and that's been the major part of the disruption. So when you see utility crews going through and trying to clear right away, the purpose of that is to make sure that, or to help the reliability of our system so that we have fewer outages. But when there's a major wind event, you can't help some of that stuff because it's, those things sometimes just take out whatever they take out.
But if people keep their cars on the road and not hit those poles and transformers, that would help too.
Madison, back to you.
I'm aware of it because it comes across my farm on the other side of the river before it comes across there, and it pounds it. It really has gotten a bunch of, we've lost hundreds and hundreds of trees right across the river. And I know everybody wants to make sure that they've got the correct power and everything coming like they like. So thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you. Thank you, Madison. On item E, consideration of amending the fiscal year 2021 budget appropriation ordinance for a grant from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, Federal Emergency Management Agency. Councilman Buckner.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we approve an ordinance amending the fiscal year 2021 budget appropriation ordinance to provide for a grant from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, Federal Emergency Management Agency, in the amount of $49,804, and the local share in the amount of $49,804, for a total of $99,608, and appropriating the same. First reading.
Second by Councilman Saunders. Discussion on the motion. First reading. Under Communications, City Manager.
I have nothing this evening. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Deputy City Manager.
Nothing this evening, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. City Attorney.
Nothing this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. City Clerk.
Nothing, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Roll call, please.
Mr. Mayo?
Just one comment. I just want to look at Larry and tell you that thank you for the attention that I think our citizens needed to hear, and I'm pretty sure the council heard the same thing, because just to have you and knowing that the severity of what you've been through and to see your daughter up there, it just touched me dearly. So I'm hoping that each and every one that's listening, as well as we know we're listening, but please we can't say it enough, please get the vaccine. That's all I want to say.
Thank you, sir.
Mayor Miller?
Well, I thought it was very moving to hear Larry speak of his wife. I know it's hard to talk about that, but she was a beautiful person, lovely lady. And it just hit us all hard. So just to come out and say something like that in public and to encourage other people to get the vaccine is just undescribable. Another bit on the vaccine, people say they don't need to take it because they've had COVID. Well, that's not true. There's a syndrome called long hauler syndrome. People get COVID, and it just keeps on making them sick. Months later, after they've gotten out of the hospital or recovered, they still can't breathe. They still can't taste, or their smell's gone. And there's been evidence now coming forth that if you get the vaccine, that can help abate those symptoms. So even months after you've had the COVID, if you get the vaccine, it can help you get over the COVID. We've never quite seen anything like this. Usual flu, you get it and you're sick for a week or two, and that's the end of it. But this just keeps on giving pain. So get the vaccine. Just one more reason to get the vaccine. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Saunders?
Thank you. I'd like to congratulate Lieutenant Jeff McLaughlin and his daughter, Officer Brianna McLaughlin, for father and daughter officers here in our city. And to look at so many young people going to law enforcement today, I just think is wonderful. So I'm very, very pleased to congratulate them and wish them the best, and all of the new officers as well. And I want to thank Councilman Campbell for sharing that, really do. And like the Vice Mayor said, that's very personal. But thank you for sharing that, because it really something that people need to think about. And then finally, Mr. Mayor and Mr. Vice Mayor, I know that you all are very busy, you talk a lot, meet a lot, and a lot of time council members, we're not involved in those meetings, and I think that's fine. So I just want to say a special thank you to you, Mr. Mayor, and you, Mr. Vice Mayor, for representing our city and council in our absence. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Vogler?
Yeah, tonight I would like to answer the call from Councilman Saunders earlier, and that is to listen more and speak less. So I have nothing tonight.
That's good.
Madam Clerk, hurry up. Call the next person.
Whittle?
I'm gonna speak up then if I've got a little time now. I was actually gonna do the same thing he did and leave it alone, but you know, Larry, we got to spend some time with your beautiful wife down on some of the trips that we took, and Ann just adored her, and we didn't have any time to mourn this your wife. So I think Saturday's nice to come by. I've already had my shot, but I think it was an opportunity to remember your wife and everything that everybody's gone through. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna take their time tonight. Larry, we love you, man. We love your family. We love what you guys do for our community. The things that you guys do that are unspoken, people will never, ever, ever understand the impact that you and your family and your wife have and had on this community and will continue to. So, as they all stated before, do not forget to go out to Bible Way Cathedral on 215 Grant Street, Danville, Virginia, this Saturday, April 24th, from 9 to 12. They'll have Rocksteady, the band will be there playing. I hear Mayor Jones may be up there singing a song or two. Barry Mayo will be singing backup. Dr. Miller will be out there cutting a rug for all y'all to enjoy. Free food by Taste of Soul. If you guys haven't had that, it's incredible. They're an amazing asset to the city as well. On to our Danville Police Department. Thank you all for the amazing job that you guys do day in and day out. Congratulations to the new graduates. The fire department just graduated a class as well. Congratulations to those guys. We really look forward to many, many, many years of service that you guys are going to provide. Also, if you guys didn't see it on River City TV today, let me tell you a little bit about this. The Danville Police Department is currently accepting applications for the Youth Police Academy that will take place on June 7th through June 24th. The academy is for ages 10 to 17 and is free to attend. Parents, you get to offload your kids for a couple weeks and it's free with the police now. It doesn't get any better than this. It will take place Monday through Thursday with breakfast and lunch and snacks provided. For more information, please contact Ms. Sylvia Brooks at 434-797-8898, extension 4 to register. That's a very good program. A lot of us had the opportunity to attend the graduation at I think Mayor Jones, you and I were there for the beginning and the end of that program last year, and it was just well, not last year, 2019, I think it was. It was just an amazing program. And we talked a lot about volunteers tonight, and we had John Kent was here, but I tell you, John Kent had a secret weapon the whole time, was his wife, Mary Kent. Anytime you saw John, you saw Mary. And Mary helped clinics. She helped at every clinic that she possibly helped at. Mary used to work with me at my office on Bridge Street, and she's just a amazing lady. And she was John's support person during all of that. And we're really lucky to have John and Mary Kent in this city, and they've done a lot of great things, and they will continue to do great things. John, as a matter of fact, just got appointed to the Brightleaf Brewfest board, so we'll be seeing a lot more of him in the coming time. I'm going to be real quick, and I'm going to wrap it up. Make Danville shine May 1st. Don't miss it, because we'll be out there cooking lunch for everybody, I hope. I don't know if we're going to do that this year or not, but we typically do. Now, there's a lot of great things. That's like the opening of Danville. We're trying to, as Mayor Jones says, we're going to try to reopen Danville then and hopefully get back into some sort of normalcy. A lot of great things coming. The Blue Ridge Rock Festival is going to be one of the largest things to hit Danville and Pittsylvania County. It's happening September 9th through the 12th. They're expecting over 40,000 people to attend this thing. 40,000 people in Danville and Pittsylvania County, September 9th through 12th. It's going to be huge. This is going to be, without a doubt, the largest concert that's ever hit the city of Danville. We hadn't seen anything like this since the 80s when the Harvest Jubilee was going on and John Gilstrap was having all those great parties down there. The police department, once again, I really just want to thank you guys again for all you're doing. Chief Booth, we really thank you, and Chief Coffey, all the things that you guys are doing with the fire department. We're just really proud, and keep up the great work, guys. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Told you I was going to get there, Tom.
You did good.
Reverend Campbell.
Yeah, I'll make it short. I just want to thank everyone, counsel, you guys, I love you all, for the words of comfort. Very briefly, I want to piggyback on what Buckner is saying. It's been in my heart. I just want to thank, first of all, our city manager for the selection of choosing the chief of police. We have the best. We have someone that is able to establish good community relationship. We could be one of the cities in other areas who are going through disturbing times. But I think that we have some things in place that are prevented that will help our city to have a good quality of life. but not only that, a good quality of life. And I pray to be a balance of economics that can be shared to all areas of the community. And thank you, Mr. Mayor. And I agree with Councilman Sherman. We got a good mayor. And thank you for you. You have a good mayor, and I just thank you for allowing. So thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Brian, you get Brian Hood?
Let's see, I guess the only thing I want to say tonight is to everybody that's tuned into River City TV, to everybody that's watching this on Facebook, we appreciate you because you take the time to show concerns for your city and what goes on for your city and within your city. If we all can continue to encourage citizens who, again, I know I speak a lot on this, who don't feel necessarily involved but want to get involved, we get them more tuned in to local government, this city will continue to excel as one. So I just want to give a shout out to those who are tuning in and really are concerned of understanding what goes on and get a better understanding from watching our council meetings. Thank you.
Thank you. Larry and I go back a long ways.
Yeah.
A long ways, and a lot of stuff that Larry and Elaine and I did, a lot of people don't understand or realize that a lot of activities that have happened in the city of Danville is actually started with Larry and Elaine and myself.
That's when we had hair.
Exactly. So we go back a long way, and Larry, I appreciate you. Sherman, I'm gonna yield my time to Sherman. I don't know if you all heard Sherman's prayer tonight, but I want Sherman, if he don't mind, to repeat some of his prayer, because as was stated, we have to bring our community, our city together, our country. Danville is a small place, and all across the world, we could do it, Danville. We're setting the tone, as Councilman Hood stated. But Sherman, I'm gonna yield to you, and after he reads this, I'll adjourn the meeting. Go ahead, Sherman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And I'd like to start with the portion where I said, God, sometimes it seems, to me at least, that some of us have forgotten your lessons of love and forgiveness and are allowing evil to control the behavior which we know is wrong. You have always allowed us to agree to disagree. Please help us to rekindle this spirit by listening more and talking less. Father, we thank you for your love and for fortitude.
On that note, we are adjourned. 5 minutes before we go into our work session.